Welcome everybody to the show. This is going to be interesting. Guess who I got here? Philip Lamar Jordan. Hey, from Paisley Park, and you had to correct it.
How's it going, Henry?
It's going good, brother.
All right.
So you had to, I didn't know you put a Z in there. I think that's part of a copyright thing, right?
Yes, exactly. I don't want any trouble.
I didn't want any trouble.
No,
So
they
let's
give me
get
trouble
this
in
down.
Minneapolis.
And you know, I wanted to talk to you about that. We'll start off the show and talking about you, what you're doing, and why you decided to do this Prince tribute band, because it's been going for some time and it's popular. And you really draw them in there. So talk to us about how you got it started.
Yeah, actually, it got started from public demand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was I'm a harmony guy, so I'm about the Earth, Wind, and Fires, and
All
you know
that good
that's
stuff,
what
yeah.
I'm a harmony guy. But coming up, people kept saying that, well, you know, you can hit those high notes and you resemble Prince, and so from just public demand, I started saying, okay, I don't know if I could do this, you know, fill this guy's shoes, but I'm gonna try to honor his music, you know.
But you do a fine job. You know, everybody goes out and sees it and they go, wow. You mesmerize them with the, because you know, you practice the style, his moves, you practice his smiles, his looks, everything to replicate Prince. And Prince is no easy one to replicate.
He's not an easy one at all. It took a lot of time to try to replicate just little parts of what he does. I mean, there's no way he'd know all the instruments that he plays, and you know, I can't replicate that. But I do my best when it comes to, you know, trying to. When I see the smiles and I see the positive, you know, feedback, it gives me confidence to say, okay, well,
I'm ready.
They love it.
This is something really interesting I share with everybody because, hey, I got the KUHS purple on.
Bam.
A while back, you know, I used to get these early release seats from all the artists, and because we go back a long, long ways, 50 years.
Oh yeah.
So that's when he was young, you know. So
wow.
So I got the early release seats, so I get my tickets and I got them. So I go into the facility, it's for Prince.
Yeah.
Sold out show, but I got tickets, okay.
Wow.
So they walked me all the way down to the bottom, and I thought I'm just going to be right there at the bottom, you know.
Yeah.
Watching, they go, no, you're right here. And they open up the gate, took me alongside the stage. I'm like, really?
Oh, you're right there. So you can see everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm standing there with my beer, and I just got a beer because I said, I got and man, was it a show, you know, 6 feet away.
Yeah.
He comes up out of the stage, and, you know, he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
But man, did he put on a show of unheard performance, man.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus,
Yeah.
nonstop.
Oh.
It was so good. And then he has the ladies with him that just enhances it. And that's what you do.
That's what I attempt to do, yes.
I attempt to. And you've had several ladies, and we were talking about this earlier, how the ladies sometimes stay, they sometimes go, but it's hard dealing with keeping them focused and keeping them within the show.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
sometimes, you know, women tend to be late. Let's not say nothing.
You're not whistling Dixie, I'm saying.
So it's like you have to deal with all this. And
Yeah.
you got your rhythm section, you got your you know, you're the singer, and they're the singers also, so they have to
Yeah.
put on that same kind of a show.
Yeah, they do.
And look like the Prince.
Exactly, yeah, looking the part, and then there's, you know, the choreography's involved and the harmony. So I mean, that takes practice, and it's hard to keep people focused.
Okay, so let's talk about you, Philip. So let's tell our audience, and we have a huge audience going on right now. I'll show you where we're at. Let's see if it's coming up. So, and every little while, you'll see from all over the planet where they're coming in to watch this show. New York City,
Wow.
of course, Ohio, and that's when it does green like that. That's like 10 or 15 people at once watching the show.
Okay.
Are coming in. It's really neat. So let's
Cool.
tell our audience how you got started as a musician, how you got started with the different bands that you've been with, and how you ended up with the tribute to Prince.
Okay, yeah. Actually started doing music in Illinois. My mother, she's a opera singer, so she used to drag us to the opera house and whole 9 yards. So I grew up around music. Had older siblings, and they got me into the, you know, what was hip at the time. And I had three brothers and two sisters. So at that time, we wanted to be the Jackson Five, of course, but we didn't have Joe Jackson to push us. So
Joe Jackson.
Yeah, couldn't get the discipline to keep doing that. But yeah, they all perform and they all have great voices, better than mine. I just loved the music. So that was in Illinois. We came out here and I, started taking music classes, played a little bit of sax, alto sax, and joined a few bands around town. Just
as the singer.
As a singer, sax
Yeah.
guy. I was really playing sax initially.
You still do that?
Way back here and there. Yeah, I got lockjaw, so I don't do a whole lot of it. Yeah. I play electric horn now just because it doesn't take as much pressure. But yeah, I was playing with people like Larry Diamond way back and just getting broke into the music scene.
Here in Denver, yeah. Denver's got a great music scene.
Oh
my goodness. Jesus.
And back then they really had a great music scene.
That's
they had
right.
all these A rooms and
Yes.
we don't have that anymore.
It's kind of all, well, when they went through COVID, a lot of the good rooms,
disappeared.
they had no choice.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, they couldn't make it.
There's a lot popping up though. There's a few popping up there, and they're starting to really come out.
Come back. Yeah, over the I talked to people, throughout the country, and a lot of people, they rave on Denver being a music place, and I'm like, really?
And then all the shopping centers and all the some of the cities and everybody puts on some of these events where it's free concerts.
Yeah, the festivals.
Yeah,
and
all the nice festivals, the 4th of July parties and all.
Very
those.
true.
Oh my God, and that's what's helping a lot of the bands to bring out and showcase all their looks and what they have.
And they're always fun too.
Yeah, and they're always a blast. And so the only thing, like I said, is playing for the weekends. Like if you go play in some of these nightclubs and these bars where they get up and dance, those are kind of, a lot of them are gone, a lot of the places.
They are.
And
they
so
are
it's
really gone.
far and few between. So a lot of the bands are vying for position,
Yeah.
And so that's
very true.
the Hofbrau. You played the Hofbrau.
I
And
did.
you guys, everybody I hear that goes there say, God, that band sounds so good in there. Because you get to do your show, it's got a nice sound system, and you guys get to perform like you like to.
Yeah, I haven't brought the Paisley in there, but I used to play there with a group called, I used to play there with Chasing the Dream.
Yes, so that's what I was going to tell you.
Yeah, here and there. And
Is Chase still doing it? I haven't seen him.
yeah, he's just getting back into the swing of things. He had a couple of medical setbacks, but he's coming back, and looks like he's trying.
After it again, yes.
Yeah,
And there's still a
Johnny.
lot of good bands out there. They're doing, like I said, the
Great
lowrider
bands out
shows. They're doing all the variables of events that are coming to town, or they're creating events. So some of these promoters are doing. They just did a really nice event down there at the Children's Museum. You think Children's Museum? No, it's a venue in the back there, so they're putting on little concerts, which is really nice.
Oh yeah. And then AEG out in the Springs.
Yes.
That amphitheater
oh
they
my
just put on.
God,
I was like,
Jesus. And see, knowing that new amphitheater is just so incredible, and they're going to start off with.
oh yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Who was that?
And they're from Denver. The band is actually from Denver.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So a lot of these bands have hit it big. There's about 4 or 5 of them the Illuminators, and a few of them are really big and getting big and huge.
Yeah.
We have a couple like Cass Clayton. She's cut a bunch of albums, 3 or 4, and she's done some things. Reveille, she went on the red carpet out in Holland, and she broadcast back this way, and we carried it. It was really slick.
Yeah.
It's country, but like you just heard right now, we're playing country.
Right.
So this, like you see, because we play so much different genre here. And Prince is big, So also, when Prince was doing, before he passed away, he was doing these. They were fast concerts or whatever. Well, they got a hold of me, and it was. They said, "You want to carry this? It's a live concert." And I was the only one station to carry the live concert, and I still have it.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a live concert before he passed away.
Really? Oh, get out, really?
Yeah. And so I almost messed up. They said, "You're going to carry this." I said, "Okay." So I logged in, got their stream, and got it going. But when I came here, I forgot the keys to the place, so I was delayed. I had to race back, come back, and I missed just a tiny piece of the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
But I recorded it all. Yes,
Really?
I have it. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a treasure.
Yeah, it's a big time
Like that
treasure.
one.
Still have it.
Mm.
So Prince goes back a long ways into what we've done in the past. things that we've been, people we've been around, the bands that we've been around, especially like Earth, Wind and Fire. They're from Denver.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I did an interview with Larry Dunn, and that was at the place over there at Northfield, but that place kind of folded. Like you said, all these places just going away,
Yeah.
which makes it hard for all the entertainers or all the bands or groups or, trios or, just people who put it together to go out and do the shows.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Do you ever break it down like just solo, go out and just do it?
well, at the moment, I'm working on adding actually a little bit of the time.
Oh wow, Morris Day in the Time. Oh my
I'm gonna bring
God.
Morris to you. So I'm gonna do a
No,
little
sir.
bit
You have
Morris.
to, are you going to do the Morris part?
I'm gonna
And so
do
you're going to do
Morris.
the two pieces.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
but
slick.
I'm gonna also bring in the lady you saw there, Tina. She's gonna do a little bit of that, Sheila East.
Oh my gosh,
She,
yeah.
well, she
Doing the
could,
congas, yeah.
she could play the drums. She could play.
So you're
the
going to do
keyboards,
two
just
pieces
doesn't do it.
and put it together. Oh
Exactly.
my
I'm
God.
gonna bring in all three of them so I could have a show
Oh
that
my
way.
gosh, that'll be. I'll push it. Let's put on an event. And
That's
do
what
it.
I'm talking about.
I'll put on the
Yeah,
event.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
And,
oh my gosh.
Also, Sonny Gonzalez.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Oh my
so
gosh. Yeah,
me and
yeah.
him are talking.
So put it all together.
We're trying to do a thing, and hopefully we get it together by New Year's. I don't want to push it until
Yeah,
it's totally
because
right.
it's hard to get it together. I mean,
Oh,
people
gosh.
think that it just happens. You guys are so skilled. You can just no. The work that goes into creating something like this, especially the tribute bands, is phenomenal because you have to replicate what this person looks like and does and how he presented it.
Exactly, and behind the scenes, I mean, Prince has to be the most wordy, or had to be the most wordy musician ever.
Ever. That's why.
His
And he got
words.
away. And he got away from the big conglomerate record companies and stuff like that. That's why he wore that on the side of
Yeah,
his
the
slave.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He took over.
And because he was so talented, he didn't want them to have what he was producing. I mean, he would stay up night after night with all these people, and they'd say, "Wow, man." He would work them.
Oh, he revolutionized. I mean, and yeah, the way he worked people was right. I saw just not long ago. I saw a little interview with was it Jimmy Jam? I think. It
Oh
was.
yeah, Jimmy Jam.
Yeah.
And Terry Lewis. Well, when I forgot to tell you this also, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis were with him. I don't think they got on stage. I think they stepped up and then stepped back down because
Oh,
out of Denver they were going somewhere else where they were featuring also Jimmy
Oh.
Jam and Terry Lewis on his show.
on the time.
So I think they just came with him and they just stepped up, stepped back down. I thought,
Talent everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah, he was telling Jimmy during one of the rehearsals, he said, "Okay, you're doing this with your left hand, what are you doing with your right hand?" He said, "Well, I don't need to do anything." He said, "Double this part." So he started doubling that part.
Making
And
it sound really nice.
Then
yeah.
he came back to him and said, "Okay, well, what part are you singing?" And he said, "Well, I'm not singing a part. They got it covered. It's like 3 parts." He said, "Find a part."
Oh my
So,
gosh, yeah, he would push him, yeah.
Find another part. He said, "Well, how come you're not doing the choreography?"
You want him to dance and sing, play with both hands?
He said, "No, this is easy choreography. You should be able to do it." And so all of a sudden, he said, the next time he came into practice, he found himself playing all these parts, singing harmony and doing the choreography. He said he really pushed him. He found out, yeah.
And it takes
made
a
me
lot,
better.
yeah, because when you get off stage, after just doing a set, you are like, whoo! And it takes its toll of being Prince, because you're having to, put on that show. And sometimes you edit or you set something aside because it's too hard to incorporate it live in your
Yes.
show.
Yeah, yeah.
But you get it across, almost all of it. Then you, like you say, you have to leave a few things out because
Yeah, it's Prince.
it's Prince.
And I feed off the people, the people,
Yeah.
the smiles and all that. That's
Oh,
what gets
happy
me.
and all those.
It
Everybody's
feeds,
phone is up there on you. It's like-
feeds me. I mean, I'm in heels up there, and I don't feel a thing until after it's all done. And then
oh
my feet,
my God.
my back.
Oh my back,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
me and Prince are the same age, but I think he's a year older than me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I'm not doing the splits or any of that up there, but.
He used to do that all the time too.
Oh,
Say,
gosh.
you wonder, does that hurt, dude?
Had to, but that's why he had his operations and why he started taking, pain medication,
'Cause it hurt
jumping off the
himself.
pianos, yeah.
Jumping up.
in heels, yeah.
So, how long have you been doing your Paisley Park?
Actually, I started doing Paisley Park, believe it or not, 4 or 5 months prior to his death.
Whoa.
Prior to his death.
Lord have
So,
mercy.
yeah,
Now, talk about that. Now you say prior to his death. You guys were back in Minneapolis. Did I see that, or was I?
No, yeah,
That was real.
We just went.
Yeah,
We just went, yeah.
Share with your audience that experience.
Oh,
My God.
that was yeah, that was amazing. We actually got called to go do a gig at the Armory where
Yeah.
they actually taped 1999.
Yeah.
So the Armory down there, I mean,
That's
the
a-
whole.
That's.
It was just mouth opening.
Is it?
It was yeah. I was sitting up there just biting my nails, going, "Oh my gosh,
I
look
gotta
at this."
perform.
Exactly. This is the Armory. This is.
Yes.
But it was quite the experience, and we got to visit Paisley Park.
Wow.
Yeah, that was.
How did it turn out? How was the?
It was wonderful. Yeah.
It turned out
yeah,
great.
Good experience.
Was everybody happy about it?
Everybody enjoyed, and yeah.
And the band, everybody's like, wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got to the place, and they treated us. I mean, the layout, our
Everything.
green room, everything was just wow.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So you
real
went
nice.
along with it. So.
Yeah, First Avenue. We got a chance to go.
Lord have mercy, you. That's how I was wondering. That you got to share this with
Yeah,
everybody.
we sung out in front of the place. We couldn't sing inside, but we sung out in front of it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, just the experience.
Yeah, of doing that.
Oh, wonderful, yeah.
And see, Prince has, his setup and his facilities was beyond. Nobody knew he had a facility like that.
Yeah, and lived there. I mean,
And lived there, and the way he lived. I mean, everything about it was top notch.
Here we go. We're saying at the same time.
Yeah, we know
top
what
notch.
it was.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's no cutting corners. This guy.
nothing. He did not cut corners at all, and his musical equipment was off the hook. And he had lots of it, not
Yeah.
just a piece here and a piece there. He had a ton of it.
Well, yeah, he had whatever he wanted at his, at his will.
Disposal,
Yes,
yes.
whatever. And he, what I really appreciated about him was his heart, the way he gave.
Yeah, that's what everybody said. That how much he gave it. Back when he first came out and renamed himself Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had the two names. He started out like that. So
The artist.
yeah, the artist. And so when he changed, excuse me, he went through this delivery of these albums, and man, some of that music, like the 1999 song, and Little Red Corvette, and all the variables that he had going,
Mm-hmm.
just when you went somewhere, those songs came on, you want to dance. That's all there was to it. He got everybody dancing.
Yeah.
Then he had this one, "You're a Sexy Mother."
Yeah.
Now we get to play that here because we're streamed. We're not governed by the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got some freedoms. Huh?
Yeah, so I have a freedom here.
Yeah.
And so I can play some of his stuff that people can't play. Oh, that's a good song. Whoa, what's he saying?
we do
You're
this-
a sexy mother.
Exactly. We do the same thing out
Yeah.
there when we're playing at these festivals and
Yeah.
all, and I see little ones out there.
Yeah,
so
you
I'm like,
pull it back a little
yeah,
bit.
Darling Nikki, sexy mother.
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
not, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You
So
know how
you have
to
pick and choose. Yeah.
Yes, and you know how to get that done.
Yeah.
And but he had some really incredible music that if you really listen to the lyrics and how much of the song had all these lyrics that were just.
And
Where do you dream this stuff up, dude?
exactly, and where he places his lyrics. I mean,
Yes.
it's just so, if you don't study it,
It's not gonna go.
yeah, because he does things on the off, I guess he
Offbeat.
did that, yeah, so that
Mm.
it's pretty wild.
Hard to replicate and duplicate. It's hard to
Exactly.
do it all.
Exactly.
And like even that song, Little Red Corvette, it's like if you listen to it, it's huh? And so when Morris Day and the Time used to battle it out, you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And here comes Prince, and the final one is like, "Whoa, where did he come up with this?"
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And so Morris like,
Yeah, Morris told stories about that,
Yeah.
and so did Jimmy Jam on
Yeah.
that. He said, "Oh gosh, we got so good at one point that we used to kick Prince's butt on some of these concerts that he took us to,
Yeah.
So he made sure that he was a businessman. He
Yeah.
put all this stuff together, so
Yeah.
he pulled back when he needed to and pulled them back when he needed to.
And it was really cool the way he would do that too. If you watched him,
Mhm.
and he came with this one. I think they were doing a battle, and Morris Day and the Time came out and did that one song. What's it? And they just came out and performed, but he came and topped that.
Yeah,
He said-
well, even in Purple Rain, the
Yeah.
movie,
Yes.
when they did the oh we,
Yeah.
and they came out, and I think I don't know what he did after that, but yeah, he had such a big category,
Yeah,
his
and
catalog rather
yes.
was just so large
Vast.
that
It was vast, yeah.
you could find.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, they wrote for a lot of artists and stuff, but they were always around Prince and stuff, and there was a reason behind that, because they were like, whoa, it was captivating.
Yeah.
And so he liked them too because of what they would write and what they would put together and stuff like that.
Yeah, 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 and they ended up getting Janet and everything else. And that
Yeah,
mix out
everybody,
there, you know.
yes. On the song, you know how you say you may put something together as a partial tribute to Morris Day and the Time, and then the other part as Prince.
Yeah.
So, as in the movie Purple Rain, are you going to try to replicate something like that?
Some of that. I'm gonna put you know, it won't be as much Morris. I'm gonna do maybe 20, 25 minutes of Morris, and
Yeah.
yeah, get a break.
Especially that song, yeah. Ah.
Oh, I've been
Watching you.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
You gotta do it. You know, the
Because that's
steps,
part of it, yeah.
The iconic steps, yeah. Yeah, Morris is just cool with it.
He'd always come out with something too, Morris Day and the Time, and so they're still going.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're
I just
still looking
saw
good.
them, yeah, they just did what was it, Soul Train Awards and
Yes.
all that. I just saw them
And they
all.
still bring it.
Oh, they
They
brought it
still
hard.
bring it,
Oh,
you know. Yeah, so now your musicians, you still been keeping the same ones. I've saw a couple of changes here and there, but that happens all the time.
Yeah, unfortunately it
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
I'm leaving the band.
Yeah.
What's new?
Or they're moving out of town or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Or my
it
wife
happens.
just beat me up last night 'cause I came home
Yeah.
at 4 o'clock in the morning with lipstick on myself.
Exactly. Yeah, there's that too. And you know.
And she took away my axe.
She said it's no more. Yeah.
It's no more.
Hey, the Bob speaker. But yeah, like I said, there's been females turnover.
Yeah, I've been noticing that, and so, like I said, Steffi was doing some things here with us too. And we're just sending her out on the model side because we do a lot of events with KUHS, and one of them was the 40s ball. And if you ever heard of that. We do, we just do a lot of things. We opened up over here at the it's called the Prost, Prost,
Prost, yeah,
but
I've
it's
heard
Post.
of that. Yeah, I've heard
In
of
German, it's Post.
Okay.
So, but it's the Prost, and so it's got this big stage on the side. It's a beer garden. It's really neat.
Okay.
So we opened up with that, and so we've been pushing. We push all these different things, and so
Okay.
we had her back in the day, and she was playing the guitar.
Yeah, she's a good guitar player and good voice.
Yeah, and so.
Quite a performer.
Yeah, and so I told her way back then. I says, you gotta just get after it a little deeper and go for it, and you'll get it. Just a matter of time, and just keep moving.
Yeah, yeah.
And so she did, but she left the band.
Yeah, she's Indonesia, and she's she got in the relationship and everything else, and so she basically just figured it was time for her to
exit stage left.
To take care of her relationship, and I totally understand that.
Well, the relationship, like I said, sometimes that's what pulls you out of it. Even the shows here, we had a really good show called Bedroom Discussions. It was really good. I mean, she would lead you.
Interesting.
It was. She'd lead you on, take you there, and she'd have everyone, and then drop it, and she's, check me out next week on my next show.
You'd be like,
But it was really cool. She would talk really well about how these relationships are. And you come home and he's there laying all drunk on the couch, and you're just you're feeling froggy. You want, and she would go there. It was really neat. But then a relationship happened for her, and I even have a video of him in the studio, and I'm sitting there looking at him like, why are you inside the studio?
because she is. That's
Yeah.
why.
Looking at, and that killed the show. She
really?
had a high rating show here.
Oh, really?
So it's relationships can mess your direction up, or they can squish you. They can squish you to where, oh man.
Yeah, you got to have somebody who understands where you're going.
And helps you, lifts you,
and
boosts you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Goes along with your program. Helps.
Helps.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Knows where you're headed, knows what you want to do.
Exactly.
You do what they want to do, you do what she does what you want to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And so if you have somebody who kills it, that can be detrimental to your career.
You won't go anywhere.
You
You have to basically choose if you want to
continue
doing what you're doing, or do you want to do that?
Yeah. And then those relationships are like, sometimes they'll even get out of hand. And I'm sure you've seen some of that, like, whoa, we're performing. Hello.
I've seen some of that. I have, and it's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've seen a lot of it here. Of course, we're a lot around, around a lot of different artists and musicians, and I mean, we've seen some stuff here too. It's like,
Yeah.
So we're careful of it, and so even if they're like some of just the VDJs who are here putting on shows, that they have somebody here as a guest, and stuff. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So things happen.
They do, and that's why you have to be careful in your circle.
That's right. You got to watch out for your circle.
Depending on where you're going, and people have to, they have to be on board, and especially if you're leading,
Yes. And then like your drummer, that drummer also has to be on point. That's what makes the band. That drummer is the heartbeat of that band, and man, he has it down for you guys.
Oh yeah, and he plays with a number of bands here in town, but that guy Keith he's a
a monster.
locomotive. Yeah,
He's a monster.
He's a locomotive. He just when he goes.
His flim flams, double radamacues, paradiddles are boom.
Like you said, he's a beast.
Yeah, that's.
And he does. He gives you a lot of hype, and and then we have the characters.
Yeah.
Like Susan on bass, and she's actually a biostat doctor.
A biostat doctor? You wonder, what do you do for a side?
Exactly.
Well, hello,
I'm a biostat doctor, and I do bring that up every now, whenever we get a
exposure.
chance. Exactly. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about all the members of your band right now, because when we were putting up the video that you see behind us right here, we were talking about making sure we're not going back too far because it changes the game of the women that are in the band.
Yes.
So you said, let's get it current, because if we don't, we're going to get the texts. We're going to, hey, what the F? What's up with this?
I'm
not in that video.
That's right. Yeah, I've got to be my people. I'm here.
And who are they in your band now?
Okay, well, on the right, playing the guitar, is Drew Buckner. He's been with me for years, and actually have him.
Well, he also plays with his uncle, Drew. Buckner Funk and Jazz.
No.
You don't play with him.
That's not the Buckner.
Oh, that's not the same.
That's
Buckner.
not the same Buckner. No,
Okay.
no. But he's played with a lot of people in town, and he's on top of his game. He's definitely one of the best guitar players here in this town.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in demand, but he's a musical director for my project.
Nice.
So he's been there for some years, and actually he's the one that contacted my bass player there, Susan.
He's brought her in.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
that's
actually,
nice.
they
So they
knew each other from
gel,
way
yeah.
back, and he asked her if she wanted to come in, and she's been with me for some years also.
Wow, that's
It's
nice.
been wonderful. The keyboard player, he's probably year and a half in. His name is Phil Stone, and he's been wonderful. He's my hype guy, his energy's up there, and I just love his attitude.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately he's gonna be leaving soon. He's moving back to Tennessee, so.
Wow.
So I'm gonna be in search of a keyboard player, unfortunately.
And the keyboard players aren't easy to find, and good ones.
Not in this
They can
town. You got that right.
And the keyboard players, if you do find one, they've got 7 bands they're playing with. You go to see this band, and there's Freddie Rodriguez Jr. You go to that band, there's Freddie Rodriguez Jr.
again. Yes.
You go over here, there he is again.
Yeah. You're right, and that's what happens in this town, and and then you run into the problem of keeping everybody busy enough,
To whether you can keep the core of it going.
Yeah, otherwise they need to play,
Yeah, make their money.
Right, and I'm not making this that kind of a project,
Right.
I want it to be
solid, original, and the same thing always.
yeah, and not playing so much, I've been playing enough, but I'm gonna cut back on that to where, it's playing more quality than quantity,
Yeah, because if you do that, sometimes you get burned out. People say, "Oh, I've already seen Mark."
Sure.
You want to change it up a little.
Right, so I might have more trouble with my keeping members because I am heading in that direction, but that's the way it's got to be, yeah.
Well, Denver's building.
Yeah, it is. Tina Lombard.
Right.
She came
We were
in.
talking about her on the slide before the show started, so we're not going to tell you. You don't get the T on that one, Tina.
That's right. No, she's been wonderful. She came in, I needed, actually I was having, what happened at that time, I needed another female in, and she's been the pro. She came right in and stepped in, started learning parts, learning choreography.
And you like to get those pros because pros,
Yeah.
there's no practicing. It's just rehearsing. And
Right.
that's when you rehearse, you're just rehearsing with the quality of that individual.
When they know how to rehearse.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's also an excellent musician. You know,
Yeah.
she plays keyboards. She's been choir director for, you know, she had a TV show, I think, in Seattle or something.
So she's got it going on.
She's got it going on. She can play keys, she plays guitar, she plays some drums. And
She's the one who you want to have do the Chile E.
Exactly. Yeah. So she's been wonderful. I'm glad she came along. And as we talked about Keith, the drummer, he's
A monster.
He's a beast.
Yeah, everybody knows him.
Yeah, he just plays with, you know, he plays with a lot of people because he needs to stay busy. So
and they keep him busy.
He stays busy.
Mm.
He plays with 3 or 4 different bands.
And that's the thing about, especially drummers or keyboard players. Those two, well, actually everybody.
bass player. You got to add in bass
Oh yeah,
players.
that's hard to find.
Real
too.
hard to find here in this town. I mean, it's yeah, all 3 of them are
In demand.
Yeah, there's guitar players. Hard to find one like Drew, but there's a lot of guitar players.
Now tell me something. Like, have you ever been posed with this? You have a big gig coming up. It's in a big place, and it's already set. You have it down, and you lose one of your members, and so you have to scramble.
Yeah, you have to go find a gun for hire.
When you say gun for hire, like you know Rob Mullins, he's a keyboardist.
Yeah.
He's a gun for hire.
Yeah.
And so you got to have somebody that
Caliber like
just yeah.
I can come in and just do the job.
Yeah, you don't even have to worry. Just get in there.
Exactly, and the only
and then they're costly.
Yeah, and the only time you run into problems there is, you know, like with a show like mine where they have to come in and actually learn, you know, if they are doing up front, if they're doing choreography or something of that nature, then it's you know, it's a little extra because they got to put in
a little bit there.
Yeah, otherwise they sit back and just learn the music. And,
Sometimes you just have to do that though, right?
Yeah.
Because it's such a last minute thing, and that's happened. It happens to almost every band.
Sure.
Because we all talk about the guns for hire. We all know about that. Guns for hire. You gotta have that ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Everybody has their little. It used to be Rolodex thing, but everybody has their numbers.
Now, in Siri, call.
Siri, exactly.
Oh, get off my case. You've been talking to Alexa. Now go away.
Yeah. Okay, I won't.
Jealous.
Okay, I won't.
I won't.
What?
Go away.
Girl. So this has been fun. You know, I want to get you on to talk about your band. There's there's so much going on in Denver. We got to expose everybody. That's what our media outlet is all about. You know, going with a lot of the locals and what everybody's presenting out there. And it's nice to bring you in here, Philip, and go over all this.
I'm glad you did, Henry.
Yeah, you bet.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been real. So, anything else you'd like to say about any of the events you're going to be doing?
Oh, this week, as a matter of fact, what is it? The Friday, I believe it is. We are at the Boot Barn in Colorado Springs.
Oh, the Boot Barn, yes.
Yeah, Boot Barn Hall.
Yeah, Reveille plays there.
Yes,
the Boot Barn.
Music hall, yeah.
Yes, the music hall. It's nice. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it's always a fun.
Colorado Springs is just blowing up with
They really are.
Oh my
and
God!
Like I said, with that addition of the AEG amphitheater, they're going to be bringing in, you know, a bunch of national acts. So
And Chuck Morris is pushing that. He's with AEG.
Oh, is that right?
You
Chuck
know
Morris.
Chuck Morris.
Morris.
Do you go back? Do you remember how long have you been in Denver?
A long time. Most of my adult life. So.
Okay, so do you remember Fayline Presents?
Oh yeah.
Chuck Morris is his right-hand man.
Oh, okay.
And he took over AEG, and AEG is owned by Philip Hanschultz, the billionaire.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
So he
didn't
does.
know that,
Yeah,
Chuck
he
Morris.
does. Yeah, he does all the big events at Red Rocks and that facility.
Ah, okay.
The one smaller facility here in Denver called the Mission Ballroom.
Mission,
That's also his
yeah,
place too.
Okay.
Have you seen the Mission Ballroom? Have you
I've
played
heard
it?
of it. No, I have
So
not.
if it's a small, like let's say they're bringing in a band and it's a lot of the tickets aren't quite sold. It's not fully sold out. They can make that venue.
They
get
shrink
smaller.
it down, huh?
They shrink it down so it looks like it's jam packed.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
it's pretty
okay.
slick.
That is cool.
So I even thought of going in there and bringing some of the local bands and throwing like, because 'cause you can have a dance in there and everything, and just put on a big.
That'd be
So
fun.
KUHS has been wanting to do something like that. We've done it several. We've done some really good stuff, but we backed off because of the COVID pandemic, and it kind of put a stop to everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were doing a lot of different things. We'd get behind, of course, Santana's singer, which is Andy Vargas. We bring him in here. Nobody knows who the singer of Santana is.
Yeah.
But they know Santana.
They know Santana, yeah. But you can't use that name or what? He has to, yeah.
So Andy Vargas comes in here and he's the lead singer of Santana. So we bring in all these different various artists that come to Denver. And so what we want to do is, like I said, expose not only the local but the national, everybody together in our studio. So
no,
this
that'd
is
be
nice.
wonderful. Yes, yes.
So it's been nice. Anything else going on with you?
Well, we just, this year, actually, we're just starting to travel, so I want to do more of that.
I've been seeing you do that, yes,
Yeah,
that's good.
we're gonna try to get on the road a little bit more.
And that brings some really good bucks too, so you can move around. Even in the Colorado area, there's all these venues.
Yeah.
Up in the mountains, up north, you got the big Budweiser Center,
Yeah.
opening up for big groups. And
Exactly.
you got Longmont, you got going south, you got, like I said, Colorado Springs, Castle Rock.
Yeah.
You got all these variables. Just up here in Northland, like I said, that brewery. I thought, wow, look at this place.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
It's
see,
like,
yeah,
so
there's a
there's
lot
all
of
these things
places.
that are starting to pop back up and bringing back the live music in there.
Yeah, and we're also gonna be adding in some of our original material,
That'll really kick some
a bunch
ass.
of originals, so
Yes.
yeah, we're gonna start pushing that in and, yeah, just get busy here.
Awesome. Well, okay, Philip, so we're going to call it a day, and if you want the recording, you can share the live feed and make sure you get the right one.
Okay.
Because the restream kind of is different than the main one,
Ah.
and if you don't have it, I can send it to you.
Please.
I'm doing a live, people call it podcasting.
Uh-huh.
I call it recordings.
Okay, yeah.
But we also do that, so
All right.
it's just one check of that, and we've got the entire show. And so I can send that to you too for our show today.
You got an A1 facility here.
You like it?
Oh, you're the man. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, you've never been here, huh?
No,
Yes,
and not inside to do this. I mean, I remember coming here for something or another. I was bringing someone here or something at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to have you a part of this setup. So with that being said, Philip, thank you for joining us here on KUHS and all around the planet. We'll do a little bit of shout out. Queens, New York, Ashburn, Lagos, Bangkok, Thailand, San Salvador, Cordoba. Just so you know, we have a correspondent in Bangkok, Thailand.
Ah.
His name is Greg Rashid. He used to be here in Denver on KUVO, KDKO, and all the
Oh,
places.
yeah.
And he went to
KDKO.
Washington, but he kept us going. And he took off to Bangkok, Thailand, and made it permanent. And found him a wife.
Oh, Bangkok, huh?
Yeah. And so he asked us if he can keep carrying the stream out there, and I said, yeah, but we have to go through all this government thing.
International.
Oh my God.
I imagine.
Yeah, and then he went to over to Vietnam to get it approved, and we're approved out there, but we just can't talk about any of these on his show, any politics.
Politics, yeah.
Ooh, man, is that
I
crazy
would-
right
I
now?
would
It's like,
imagine,
Jesus.
yeah, I would
But
imagine.
we got that going. Also in the Northern Quarter in Europe, we have Peter Hatton, also another correspondent who broadcasts as KUHS out that way, all over the planet, but back this way.
Wow, so you got people just lined up in.
They're all over the place. They've been
Wow.
everywhere. And so we got another one in Missouri, Tim Missouri, doing the country. And then we have another one that's on right now. His name's Rob. He does the 80s. We're going to play him at 3 o'clock today because we interrupted his program.
Oh.
But that's okay. We're going to go to 3 o'clock.
move it slow.
After the hip hop show. We've got a hip hop show coming
Oh,
up
wow.
next.
Okay.
So the hip hop show, of course, we like all genres. I got to stay up with it. Everybody says, man, hey, make me an offer I can't refuse. Right?
That's right. We're not old. We're just better.
Yes.
So-
And this isn't great. This is Chrome.
I'm gonna start using that. I got a lot of chrome that I need to.
Cherry out there. Well, thanks, Philip. It's been real. It's been fun. So with that being said, take care until next time.
All right, Henry.
We'll be a part of this, okay?
Yes, love to do it again.